Sundered Isles by Tompkin Press. Today we're going to be building out our factions to further expand upon our world. Let's go! Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sacred and this is the Sacred Art of Gaming, where we like to talk about tabletop gaming and everything that it offers all of us, with an emphasis on solo gaming, like Sundered Isles. Today we're going to be building out our factions. If you recall from our world building and our truths, I do have some notes, and this is the second time I've actually filmed this video, so I kind of, I guess that's not a terrible thing that I lost that video, because I think I could have done it in a more fun way using the tables. I really just kind of used the truths and went from there. But this is stuff that I could still use, so I will hold on to it. It just may not be as exciting as me just kind of, you know, in a think tank in my head trying to make comparisons to stuff. So let's jump right in. There is, I think a big part of the issue that I did in the first one is I did not implement book 2 at all, which is a shame. I think it's more fun if I do. I don't know why, I didn't even think to look at the oracles in there. So we do have some discussion regarding the factions of the Isles and some interesting ways to build them within your world. And then it also mentions, you know, asking the Oracle, of course, to kind of flesh them out even further, which, you know, I do love that. It gives you some good tips in here, some notes. Factions are more reliable when you give them personalities to ground your interactions, conflicts, and quests. And it gives you a nice little example. I agree. Diversity within factions. I agree there as well. And they do give you these like little flow charts and stuff. I think what we're mainly going to be focusing on, though, is just building those out. So they have these societies, organizations, empires, and curse that are kind of already... These are like already built out. I think that's where I ran into a little bit of confusion. I think what we are going to do is build like a custom one, right? And I think that'll be fun. There is definitely something to be said for what already exists, like obviously the Empire and the pirates, the religions, how people are going to travel. I think that's good, and I definitely went down a rabbit hole for sure. But whether it's add-on or it replaces something, that's fine. But I think we will go into the faction oracles here. And what I would like to do is run through this process with one of each. So I'm not going to actually roll on this, because I want to have one society, one organization, and one empire. So we will start with a society. Got our D100, and it is possible that the curse die is in play depending on what we're rolling. So let's go ahead and get started to get an idea of what that might look like. So let's go ahead and start with there's the faction influence, faction relationship. I kind of want to capture the essence of someone who is figuring it out. So I think I'm just gonna kind of roll and go from there and just see what happens. I don't think that because I didn't play Starforged, and I don't know that we built factions in Ironsworn, not that I remember. So let's go ahead and see. Faction influence, let go. So that's a 25. 25 is isolated. And then their faction relationship, that is a 12, apathetic or unaware of. We may not use everything, but we'll see. So that's faction specific. Now we're going into the society stuff here, because we have society and then organization is the next one. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got in Society Chronicles. That is a 9. Caught in the crossfire of war. Okay. So use this table to generate a history of notable events that shaped a society, create a timeline of 2 or 3 milestones, envisioning how they led to a society or how its current place among the Isles. The most recent event can help inspire a current situation that creates troubles or opportunities for these people. I'm just noticing this. Does that mean roll 2 to 3 times? It might. There's quite a few there. So why not? 50. Fought a war or revolution. Let's do this here. It's an interesting combination, those two. And then we'll go to our society overseers. 80. Single absolute authority. Interesting. And then society touchstones. Actually, I don't think any of these have curse types. 43. Favors a signature weapon. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. And then that brings us to organization. And what I want to do... I'm probably shaking the camera like crazy. Whatever, this doesn't make the most sense how I'm laying this out. I kind of want to go through it and then try and make sense of it after the fact. So now we have an organization type. 36, insurgents. And then organization methods. That is a 69. Recruits members far and wide. And then organization secrets. 88. Supported by a mysterious benefactor. And then that brings us to Imperial. Is that the Empire? 81 to 100. So then we will go to our Empire. Organization might have a little extra. 73. Self-appointed dictator. I love that. I'll make that character easy to hate. Imperial tactics. 40. Exploitation of workers. And then this is a 2 to 3, so we'll roll again. 37. Is that what I just rolled? Am I crazy? Double exploitation of workers. 54. Industry and commerce. And then imperial vulnerabilities. 92. Vulnerable treasure hoard. I like that. And then the cursed, we didn't really... You know, I think I'm gonna roll on this. I don't know if it'll actually come to be anything, but I like the idea of having it in my back pocket while playing. So 94, roll twice, and then combine those results. Interesting. So that's 10. Artificers, I like where that's going. Artificers and monster hunters. I like that a lot. That really kind of goes into this beast historians thing that kind of probably won't become a video, but it was just kind of a path that I went down. And then faction aspects. 59. Hunted by a dreadful faction or entity. I don't know how that is going to work out. Yeah, I do not know. And then we have a ton of faction name, themes, like I don't know, man. This is, I don't know that we need all of that. Let's start with this society. Choose a template for a faction name from the options below. So we'll start, culture is gonna happen regardless. So we'll definitely roll that as 87. Venuyon? I feel like there should be an easier way to say that, but I just can't get it. And then we have society, identity, or theme persona. Well, let's roll one die and then just look at both options and see what feels right. 45 society identity will be clan, Vanyon clan. And then what was it? Theme persona, which I don't see that. Oh, okay. So it's the second column here. So I guess I would kind of need to know like which one. So it has to do with war. So rebellion seems like a good option. Or war, obviously. But you know what? Let's let the dice decide. It might just be clan. 41, because I'm now seeing that there's these things on here. So loyalty. 55. Sentinels. Vanuyun Sentinels or Vanuyun Clan. I think even after all that, we're gonna stick with Clan. Sentinels, I don't know. That just, I don't even know if I like that first part. Vanuyun Clan. Clan fits, I feel like. And then our organization, the theme aspect, or the organization identity. Let's see. So 70, the organization identity would be fleet. That kind of works. So fleet is a good option. Or theme aspect. So 76, which would be unseen, or I'm sorry, it would be secrecy. And it would be 3, ashen. So one of those two, and then, oh man, so many options. I think I like the organization identity option, so we'll go with that. Fleet of the theme aspect. So we will roll. Which one? Loyalty. 16. Bonded. So fleet of the bonded and then theme persona. 22. Discovery. 31. Elder. The fleet of the bonded elder. I don't know. We'll see. There is a mysterious benefactor, so I think that kind of works. And then let's go into the empire. You can just do the empire identity, which I think we will just start there. 77. Sovereignty. So we could do a culture. Yeah, culture comes up a lot. We'll definitely do culture. 21. Theron. And then we can get a theme aspect and see if that fits. 18. Should be craft. 12. Brass. So that gives us Sovereignty of Farron, or Farron Sovereignty, the Brass Farron Sovereignty, or Brass Sovereignty. I think I kind of like the most wordy one, which is the Brass Farron Sovereignty. And then do we have something for Cursed? I don't think so, which is kind of a shame because I liked. I actually got excited about that. So I think for Cursed, I think I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna roll on these tables here. 82, which brings me War. And we'll start with an aspect. 95, Warforged. Oh my goodness, that's perfect. Warforged, and then we'll see the next table, 22, which is Discovery. That is a 1. Warforged Ancient. No, I am mistaken. Warforged Adepts. The Warforged Adepts. Okay. So, now this is where we kind of look at all of this, and then we kind of get an idea as to like what might be happening. Alright, so we have our society, which is the Vanyan clan. Vanyan clan. I gotta find out a smoother way to say that. And they were a part of a war or a revolution. Because of the amount of piracy that's going to be in this world, there's going to be like sky pirates. And I imagine this empire is also going to be in the sky. I kind of feel like civilization in general is probably going to be in the sky. Is that crazy? I feel like that's what's going to happen. And I feel like the actual land itself is going to be like terrifying. So it's borderline a death sentence to go down there. So the only thing more dangerous than having a skyship and traveling is actually to be on the actual ground. So with that said, you're going to have this clan. They're going to get caught in the crossfire, probably between the pirates and the Empire, I would imagine, and then kind of become their own thing. There is also the Iron Vows. Iron Sworn bind their honor to iron blades, so that's kind of where I go. This Vanyan clan may actually be the ones that, almost like the Jedi in Star Wars, where they have the iron blades. That's where the iron blades come from. They forge them, maybe they become masters of them, and they kind of, because like they're not intentionally trying to be like a war-seeking clan, but I think they kind of get pulled into it. So I think there's that. And then there's this organization of insurgents. They recruit members from far and wide, and they're supported by a mysterious benefactor. And that's the Fleet of the Bonded Elder. So it would not surprise me if they are actually the ones that help with transportation. So because we have this whole the bleak mist curse, the Isles, confounding navigation, and communities are isolated, that leads me to believe that there has to be some type of faction that specializes in that kind of thing. You like almost the knots in Greedfall, where there's like almost like a group of people or a faction that they specialize in travel. In their case, the ocean, but here it's going to be the sky. I think that's where that's going to work out. And then we have the Brass Farron Sovereignty. With self-appointed, they're clearly evil here, exploiting workers, industry and commerce, vulnerable treasure hoard. So this, especially if our character becomes a pirate, this story almost writes itself. So we've got our travel folks here, we've got almost like our Sky Shaolin monks, and this is going to be the obvious empire. and they have a very clear vulnerability for pirates, which works out really well. And then this whole the curse artificers and monster hunters, I think, are going to kind of tie into the whole industry and commerce thing. And they're being hunted by a dreadful faction or entity. Who is that faction or entity that hunts them? Is it the Empire? I almost feel like it might be like a faction within the Empire, but generally speaking, for now, we'll probably say Empire, and that'll probably get fleshed out more later. And I think that's a really solid starting point, and we've got a lot that we can do with that. So yeah, building factions is really fun, and like Geek Gamers would tell you, everything is play. So everything that we just did, I personally found fun. Hopefully you did too. If you enjoy this type of content, perhaps consider slapping a like on the video, maybe subscribing if you want to see more stuff like this. Hopefully I see you in the next one as we continue to explore the sacred art of gaming together.